Let's see if it's working real quick. Yep, it's working. Now hold that real quick. Thanks, Mom. What's up, rideshare drivers? Uber 757 here. Real quick, the fireworks. Don't know what time they're going to start, but I'm going to tell you right now, here at Mount Trashmore, the parking for today, I think it starts at $10. Buses like $20 for buses. But my guess is probably the fireworks will probably start around 9. The nice lady at the gate, she wasn't sure what time. So so just so you guys know, I remember last year, I think I was coming off of a tour bus trip, I think it was, or year before last, whatever. No, year before last. And a lot of y'all know, y'all know exactly where I live. I ain't put that out there, but a lot of y'all know kind of where I live in Virginia Beach. And yeah, getting home down South Independence was a parking lot. It was just this whole area here. Hey, Ma. This whole area here, as well as Interstate 264 right there, was just slammed full of cars, and like you couldn't get in and out of nowhere. So I'm gonna turn back right down here, down Edwin Drive here in Mount Trashmore, and y'all will be able, as my wonderful camera woman Mom, you guys can see here, people are setting up, and they have it here.
Yeah, show the Mount Trashmore sign.
$10 cars, RVs, buses, $20. So you might want to keep that in mind for the 4th of July, and hopefully you guys will see this. I'll load this up before whatever, but keep that in mind. And keep in mind too, for the other cities too, the 7 cities, Hampton Roads, expect for the 5 Donut. Hello, 5 Donut. Oh dang, there's a lot of po-po up here. Look at the 5 Donut, Mom.
No goodness.
The 5 Donut. They already ain't nothing even popped off yet, and they still that 5 Donut is here early. So if y'all think about coming acting a fool, y'all might as well go on somewhere else. The 5 Donut is here early. I bet you the Virginia Beach police auxiliary cops, like the ones that don't get paid, the volunteer cops, they're probably here too. I bet you.
Oh yeah, for something like this they would be.
Yeah. I thought about doing that. But yeah.
Your dad was a volunteer farmer.
Lord have mercy. How many houses burned down? So just want to let y'all know that real quick, and I'll get on to the rest of the video, the main point of this video here coming up. But keep in mind, wherever you live at, like for example, if you are in New Orleans near the convention center, for example, I would imagine, not that I know, I would imagine traffic over there for rideshare drivers is going to be crazy. So you gotta kind of pick and choose if you want to be out there or not, because as I've talked about before with the Virginia Beach Amphitheater, yeah, it's great to go to these events, but then you got to be able to get out of the event once you pick up your rideshare passenger. And as I've told you guys before, what I've often done, if I know there's something going on at the convention center, I try to avoid it. I'm sorry, not the convention center, but at the Virginia Beach Amphitheater, I try to avoid it like the plague. Because while all the other Uber and Lyft drivers are over there at the convention center, it now leaves Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Chesapeake, a lot of times wide open, with people still needing to get to and from. And then I go and boom, 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 get all that money, while the other rideshare drivers are sitting over there waiting for a surge or waiting for boost. And yes, they're gonna probably get some surge, get some boost, but you might only get 1 or 2 rides. But I've been popping all night while you've been sitting there waiting, and you only get 1 or 2 boost or surge rides. So keep that at, hey Mama, you said that makes sense?
For once in your life.
Lord have mercy. So keep that in mind. But anyway, what I want to talk to you guys about in this video today is pertaining to the rideshare drivers in New York City. This is from a couple of days ago. I'm in the car rolling here on Independence Day. Food gonna be at 2 o'clock, suckers. Y'all know who I'm talking about. 2 o'clock, suckers. Lord have mercy. But yeah, for you guys in New York City who are Lyft drivers, Uber drivers, Juno drivers, and also I think there's like another rideshare service in New York City as well. I have some news for you guys in New York City that might be the beginnings. That might be the beginnings of a brighter future for rideshare drivers in New York City. One of them cars from back in your day. Some of them Tin Lizzies things there.
You should know you were there too.
You used to crank, you get out the car, start up, you crank it up.
That's
like
right.
in the cartoons, you crank it.
And they were better built than that tin cans they make now.
Yeah, actually, yeah, probably.
It is.
Yeah, They cranked it up, Mama. Look at that thing right there. About to get crushed by a SUV or minivan, whatever that thing. Maybe what thing is up there. There's a Ferris wheel, y'all. I took y'all on a couple weeks ago on my YouTube channel. Remember, it's only going to be here until September 4th, and they said that it depends on how much people drive it if they're going to keep it or not. So if you want the Ferris wheel to be back here sooner, then you make sure that you support that. I think it cost me like $12 and some change on my military discount. But yeah, Mama, that's old school. That's a look at that. That's a trunk. That's a literal trunk. When they said trunk back in the day, that's a literal trunk.
Yeah, that's a beautiful car.
It is. I'm trying to pass it real quick. Let's get a look at
good picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I dig it.
They don't see me.
Yeah, Mama, they don't see you. They don't see you, Mama. How come y'all in the old car can't see my mama when she give you a thumbs up, ma? Mama give you a thumbs up. You better look at my mama.
Because they old farts.
Mama, you can borrow my belt, Mama, if you want to borrow my belt real quick, Mama.
No, remember the hammer.
Borrow my belt, Mama. Give them a whooping. I probably can't beat my pea coat no more. Love my pea coat. I might still have my sea bag somewhere. Fired off the guns on the Wisconsin, the Iowa class, but it's Iowa class behemoth. We fired them guns off. Fired one of them 16-inch guns off. The turret, all three of the guns on one of them turrets off. It ain't got to hit nothing around here. All this glass here, Mama, all these condos here, and them glass right there. This from the shock wave, it's gonna break all that glass, and then it's gonna actually push the ship. I've seen videos where it actually pushes the ship sideways. So I would probably push the ship back a couple feet, just from the sheer boom. And then we're gonna need some earplugs, because when they fired them things off, there was nobody on the deck, well, at least nearby the guns, because Mama, that right up there, Mama, that's their main radar that's turning around right now. I doubt it actually works, but they got it turned around for display purposes. A bunch of communications radars up there. Those little satellite dish things right there on the front and on the back, if I remember correctly, those are fire control radars there for the guns, even for the smaller guns on the side. And but I think the turrets themselves also have their own individual fire control radars as well, in case the bridge or the CIC blows up or something.
Up to different places. Give them a tour, tell them all that you know.
I'm gonna give them a tour on YouTube.
And then you get hooked up with some restaurant everywhere you go and say, look, we're gonna bring you these people.
Mama, that's a good idea. I got money up, Mama. Buy me a motor coach. Anyway, so let me go ahead and make this video real quick for y'all. Wait for me for my thing here real quick on my channel. We blab. So this is from the New York Post a couple days ago. So it says the Taxi and Limousine Commission wants ride-hailing apps like Uber to slow their roll and pay drivers more. The agency is proposing a $17.22 minimum wage for drivers of the city's 4 biggest ride-hail apps: Uber, Lyft, Juno, and Via. And that's the one I was talking about before. I couldn't remember them all. Via. An agency commissioned study released Monday found that the companies could afford to pay more if they paired the number of drivers currently in the streets, so there was less competition. How that would happen, I don't know, but the app companies would also have to raise fares slightly or decrease commissions that they take from drivers, according to the study by Professor James Parrott of the New School in New York City and Michael Reich of the University of California at Berkeley. The $17.22 translates to a net of $15 minimum wage after driver pays additional taxes they owe as independent contractors. So I'm not going to read the whole thing to you guys. I'll leave a link in the description, but basically what it is, it's a study that was done talking about how our good friends at Uber, especially the biggest culprits, need to pay drivers more. The only thing about that is if they start paying drivers, Uber and Lyft drivers, $17 an hour, which this is just a study that the TLNC, who again, they're the people that govern limousines, taxis, and limousine rideshare in New York City itself. If you guys ever been in New York City, you'll see on license plates that says TLNC on it. Okay, that way you know it's a rideshare driver or it's a taxi driver or limo, whatever. You'll usually see that in New York City. So, but my thing is though, most of you guys know from my channel that I drive tour buses, which is a lot more of a responsibility. And so my only thing would be this: I also drive Uber and Lyft as well, so I'm all in favor for that happening. But at the same time, if that happened, they would have to pay the tour bus drivers more too, because we have a lot more responsibility than, say, a normal Uber and Lyft driver. Not saying an Uber and Lyft driver don't have a large responsibility, but keep in mind when I'm driving them big buses, I have up to 56 people in the back of an MCI motor coach for the smaller company I work for, or for the other company I work for. Most of the time, I've got first of all, I've got a motor coach that's worth $500,000 under my command, and then I've got up to 56 passengers on those motor coaches, a couple of which are pretty much brand new. So as a commercial driver, I would definitely want to be paid more because I have more responsibility than your average Uber and Lyft driver. So what I'm saying to you guys in that context is I'm not against them if they have a raise like that, because Uber and Lyft and other companies make gazillions of dollars. By the way, gazillions, it's like above millions and trillions. It's like way up there. It's like the number of stars in the universe and then some, gazillions. Look it up in the dictionary. You won't find it. But yeah. But I know, I'm sure many of you who also are rideshare drivers, but also drive school buses, drive tractor trailers, have a commercial driver's license like I do. If this happens in New York City and then it starts rolling out across the country, you'll definitely want to get paid more. So that's the only thing about that I would be worried about. But it's not saying that the TLNC is going to actually take action right now and actually implement these changes. But it's something that they're looking at, which is going to be good news for those of you who live in New York City, who drive up there, and for those of you who may end up moving up to New York City in the future. Maybe by the time you move to New York City, if that's something that you're doing in your particular case or whatever, then you might have a really good opportunity up there. But that's the only thing. If they start paying rideshare drivers more, then people like me that have a special driver's license that we had to go through weeks of training for to get, it's only fair for us, of course, that we get paid more. But I can tell you right now that hourly in the Hampton Roads market, that tour bus drivers, motor coach captains, there is a company in this area that pays right around $13 an hour for them. But a lot of companies are paying maybe $11, $12 an hour for the responsibility that we have, from my perspective, because you guys know what I do. So of course we'll want more. And for those of you who are up there in the metropolitan Washington DC area who watch my channel as well, I know, for example, that I think it's a certain limousine and bus company out of Reston, Virginia, pays their bus drivers, I think I saw on the back of one of their buses, up to about $20 an hour. So if this happens in New York City and then starts rolling out across the country, those of us that hold commercial driver's licenses will definitely want to get paid more. Because if I don't get paid more, yeah, I'll still drive buses because I enjoy it a lot, but I'm going to be driving a lot more Uber and Lyft, because once that happens, they're paying more. It would be foolish of me to not want to get more driving a tour bus, and it'll be foolish of me to not drive a whole lot more Uber and Lyft if New York City goes through with that and it starts to trickle down all the way down here to Hampton Roads. Any thoughts, Mother?
Hey, my son.
Mama said pay me. You heard my mama talk. You don't pay me. My mama said she went up there on one of them 16-inch guns up there.
Like you said, y'all,
boom!
Y'all have all these responsibilities of your passengers. You should be getting paid a lot more than you do.
And there you have it. You know when your mama speaks, word is bond. It's like the big guy in the sky has spoken. What you gonna say about that? What? I ain't think
And
so.
I got a belt.
And Mama got a belt too. I ain't think so. There'd be undue chaos and panic.
I'm like that. When I go, I'm gonna go quick. He went quick. Ooh. 1798. After my birthday, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.